Welcome to the scorching arena of valor and the crucible of courage. This is the Forged in the Fires podcast with Fireman Rob. Here, in the inferno of life's greatest challenges, heroes are shaped and legends are born. Every episode is a torchlight of wisdom, casting a glow on the paths walked by those who've braved the flames and emerged stronger. In this furnace of fortitude, we'll explore tales of resilience, bravery, and the unyielding human spirit. Each guest brings their own spark of insight, lighting up the darkness and guiding us through the smoke of adversity. With Fireman Rob at the helm, prepared to delve into conversations that smolder with significance and stories that kindle the soul. It's not just a podcast, it's a beacon for all who seek to rise from the ashes and glow with purpose. So stoke the fires of your curiosity and ready your heart for tales of triumph and transformation. The flames are roaring. The stage is ablaze. Welcome to the Forged in the Fires podcast. Let the journey begin.
All right, thanks for joining me today. Welcome back. I'm your host, Fireman Rob. Today, we're actually going to have a great guest. He's an international keynote speaker. He's a brain injury survivor, and really, he's a resilient dude. He's one of those guys that you want to listen to because he has tackled things in his life that have brought him to this point, and he talks about being better than yesterday. Dan MacQueen, thank you so much for joining me.
Absolute pleasure, Rob. Thanks so much for having me on the podcast.
This is awesome. I love that phrase of better than yesterday. I actually want to go back, though, and I know you've told this story before, but I want to have my listeners understand who they're listening to and what the struggle was that you went through. Take me back when you were a healthy 28-year-old and you went to an optometrist appointment. Take me back to that moment.
Yes, this is back in London, England, jolly old.
Oh,
not London, Canada, as many people ask me. It's like, no, the actual old school one. I was living there working in tech, and I was having headaches that were getting persistently worse over a few weeks. I went to A&E, which is Accident and Emergency in the UK. They ran some tests. They thought it was vertigo. They sent me home. The following day, I found myself on the tube. The tube's how you get around London. And the headaches were so bad, my vision started fading from the sides, like slowly but surely. Maybe we did a 9-hill platform. My station was getting off, and my vision went black. The curtain fell. I couldn't see anything. I was blind on the platform for a few minutes.
Wow.
And I didn't know what to do, to be honest. I didn't have an out plan at the stage. I was just, thinking, well, what am I going to do now?
Right.
And luckily, my vision came back, but I went back to A&E the next day, just being like, hey, there's something actually wrong here because this is not normal.
Yeah.
And they thought it was vertigo. They sent me home. But on the way out, they told me I could always get my eyes checked in an optometrist appointment, right? An optometrist. I was like, this is kind of odd. But the optometrist, like, the eyes are an extension of the brain, so I guess it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
The next day, I found myself in Mr. Patel's chair. He was midway through the exam when he stops the exam and kind of excuses himself from the room and comes back a few minutes later with a sealed envelope. He tells me I need to go directly to Moorfields Hospital, which I did. Well, Rob, tell a lie.
Yeah.
Stopped at home first to grab a Jack Reacher book by Lee Child, the phone charger, and a bite to eat. Then I went to the high hospital, and they ran the same test and escalated to Charing Cross Hospital. So it turns out I had a dangerous build of depression in my brain caused from a non-cancerous cyst in my head. Wow. It turns out I required emergency brain surgery tomorrow. It turns out, Rob, my world was to change altogether. So after a frantic back and forth with the folks in Canada, my last text message reads, "I'll see you soon, Mom. Think I'll have a new haircut next time I see you. Love, Dan." And that's how things all kind of kicked off for me, Rob.
That's wow. I mean, that to go through that and to go into that surgery, really, what was your mindset going into that surgery? Just knowing that things were going to be different on the other side of it. How did you process through that? Yeah,
well, to be honest, I was kind of naive with the whole situation. I'm like, oh, okay, like, this is pretty cool. I called my brother. He goes, yeah, you talked to me. Like, he's pretty chill with the whole thing. I'm like, well, yeah, I wasn't chill, but I didn't want to portray that I was worried or scared because this could very well be your last memory. And I don't want to go like a whimpering punk, but someone bit of class, bit of cheek, bit of charm.
Yeah.
So I wrote that text message and said, I had that phone call instead. And I kind of realized, like, look, it's not ideal. And, I went into surgery. My mom was in the air flying to London, and then something went horribly wrong when she was in the air. The cyst burst when they operated, leading to massive brain bleed, a brain hemorrhage. So she lands and finds I'm in a coma. My dad luckily emailed her and called her when she landed to let her know what was happening because she was unaware of this in the air, right?
Right.
Let her know what kind of a shitstorm she's coming into. And so, like, I was in the ICU, which is the intensive care unit, for weeks after this, for months. Well, probably for about 4 weeks. Well, probably about a month. And, they used ice blankets above and below to keep my core temperature down, Rob. So the violent shivering. So my mom said this is horrible to watch. And this was on and off for about a week. Tubes, I had 13 tubes and hosed him on and various things giving medicine. Alarms constantly went off. His blood pressure spiked, her heart rate too high.
Right.
My parents were told he may not make this. Like, it was,
wow.
I cannot stress, like, it was touch and go at this stage, right? And it was on a knife's edge, and it changed day by day. And eventually I made myself stabilized and got myself out of the coma. And, because I was in a coma for 4 weeks when this happened, right? So, like, I was dead to rights for 4 weeks. And then luckily I came out of the coma. And, I woke up to my mom, dad, and brother on the bed.
Wow.
I'm trying to talk, but I can't talk because my tracheotomy was removed. My voice box, like my vocal cords were fried. Yeah. So I pointed at my brother and I go, you. I go, give me a pen and paper. And I write down on the pen and paper, I go, get me out of here. And I point towards the door and I pointed at him and go, you make this happen, bud.
Yeah.
And he's just like, what am I supposed to do with that, man? Like, you were buckled, bud. You weren't going anywhere.
Thanks a lot, Dan.
But not on me, man. That's what younger brother's supposed to do, man. Listen to your older brother. Don't ask questions.
Right.
So that's where everything kind of kicked off, Rob. And it was like, it wants your decision from you in a matter of like hours. And it's an ongoing thing where I'm still working to get back to like square one now. It's not like I'm not out of the woods with the brain injury, right? It's not like you're done.
Oh, yeah.
It's like every day is like, I armor up, I wake up early, go to the gym, meditate, cold shower. Like, I've got this routine base to kind of get myself in line to be successful. If I don't do that, if I miss the day, then it's like I'm not as good as I could be. And better than yesterday, as you mentioned in my intro, is something I'm striving for. And that's because my battery's about 75% now, Rob.
Wow.
I can only get to 75%, right? So like if I'm faffing about with stuff and wasting that energy, like those percentage points, like I've got limited percentage points I can waste in this stuff, right? So I've got to do everything I can to like get myself operating at a high clip to keep that above 50, and then like below 50, I'm less pleasant. Like for instance, today before I had the podcast with you, I had a little meditation break to refresh myself because I want to be fresh for you, Rob. So like things like that help me get through the day. Well, Rob, it's a big channel you got here, man.
I love it. You can tell the passion in your voice, and I love the gratefulness. And I think that it speaks volumes to what you're doing now of paying it forward. Talk to me about did you feel alone at any point during that journey, or did you feel like you had people around you that believed that you were able to make it?
Oh, I had people around me the whole time. Like my mom and dad came over from Vancouver to London. They're there for a couple of years, like 2 years, to help me through the rehab and all the noise of this.
Wow.
Friends in Vancouver and London were there to support me. My job, Hootsuite, was super accommodating and supportive. But like, make no mistake, Rob, like no one's holding your hand and walking you through this journey. You got to kind of walk through the fire on your own, regardless of how much support you have. Like it is so much support and confidence and attaboys that I received, but like no one's walking. You got to make the walk happen yourself, right? Like it's not like no one's going to make, you're fixed now, you're better. It's like, you got to put the reps in to get better. Like in the wheelchair, it took 45 minutes to get into the wheelchair, then 30, then 40, then 35, then 30, then 25, then 20. It was difficult, arduous, grindy. Every day, man, like I'm like the scowl on my face and the grind on my face was real, and everything was super difficult. And I forgot how to dry myself from the shower. So they had to show me how to dry myself from the shower in the hospital with the bloody towel over my back and shoulders. Like it's just like you lose everything, man. Like you can't do anything. And like Did you remember that? Like, so
did you remember that you were missing out on these things, or was it like learning it again and not worrying about that? Hey, I used to be able to do this.
No, I was very much aware that I used to know how to do this, and I'm like, I don't know how to do this now. So like, you just kind of lose the edge. Like if you don't, you lose it, you lose it. You don't use it, you lose it kind of vibe, I guess. I don't know, but it's just like a lot of this is around soft social skills, which is stuff you learn growing up. Like you realize, like, don't say this, like say this, or like in this situation, maybe don't do it this way, do it this way. And like, you kind of learn these lessons the hard way, like when you're younger.
Yep.
That's the most obvious obtuse angle now where I'll stumble into something like, oh dude, this is a poor mistake. I'm like, I should have known this. I should have known better. But like, you forgot those soft skill lessons that you learned back in the day. And now I'm making those mistakes again. But I'm just kind of stumbling through life now, Rob, and I don't mind making the mistakes because I learn from the mistakes. Like, not always. Like, it takes sometimes once or twice to make a mistake, but really, do I fail the same thing 3 times in a row? And that's like I'm happy to fall down 7 times and get up 8. Like, I'm going to keep going here. And like, you tell me I can't do something cool. Like, I'll try again. Next week. Like, not death blow, right? It's just like, try again. I always say in my talk, try, that's the most important bit. Like for the outpatients that I give the talk to, I would say try, that's the most important bit. Like if you stop trying, then we can't talk, because I don't want to ever stop trying. Like I want to show that I'm busting my ass making this work, and like I will never fail for lack of effort, okay? Maybe because I'm not good enough, fair, but like never for lack of effort. I will try again and again and again and again. But like you got to go through that hard stuff to make it through the difficult points here, if that makes sense, Rob.
Oh, it completely makes sense. And you talk about reframing obstacles. And it's exactly like what you're talking about. Tell me more about how the process of how you reframe those obstacles, because I think people can take away great things from your challenges to be able to help them in their challenges.
Yeah, for sure, Rob. So I just had this story go up on YouTube today, actually. So I'll share it with you listeners. Feel free to check out my YouTube channel as well. It's called Constructive Optimism. So learning to walk in Tune Broadway was a challenge. Rob, have you been to London, England?
I have not. That is one place I want to go, though.
Okay, cool. Well, for you and your listeners, I'll set the scene for you. Tune Broadway is an area in South London, okay?
Okay.
An area they call up and coming. Think loud sirens, drugs, gangs.
Yep.
It's dirty. It's hectic, and boy, is it busy. I'm walking with a cane. I'm walking with an eye patch. After 4 months in a wheelchair, I'm literally Bambi on ice. I turn the corner to walk on the high street of Tune Broadway for the first time. Immediately get slammed into by someone. I stagger back a couple of feet. Someone scurries past me on the right-hand side. I thought I was done with the rats. Someone had been stabbed on the sidewalk over here. I'm thinking, this is a pretty wild place to learn to walk. After a few days of this, I was thinking, this is the worst place to learn to walk in the world. Can't they see I'm trying to walk here? Can't they see I'm trying here? And then one day my perspective shifted. Maybe this isn't the worst place to learn how to walk in the world. Maybe this is the best. If I can walk here, I can walk anywhere. Now, Tune Broadway didn't change, right, Rob? It went from the worst to the best in my mind, and I'm reflected that. What are you looking at in your life you're convinced is the worst? Convinced the absolute worst. Hey, maybe it is. Or maybe you can find a way to turn down the suck a little bit. Shift that perspective a little bit.
Yeah.
And like, when you change the way you look at the world, Rob, the way you look at changes. And you don't need a brain hemorrhage to understand that, right?
Yep. I love that. I love the turn down the suck a little bit. I want a shirt that says Dan MacQueen says turn down the suck a little bit.
Well, just like you choose to look at it, right? Like it could be the worst.
I love that.
Just turn down the suck a little. Like this, is it the worst?
It makes
Maybe
sense.
it's the worst. Like it's just like we all whinge about stuff down. Like, well, dude, is it the worst? Like, is that bad? Is it as bad? Like, I don't know. Perspective is so key, and my talk's a lot about perspective, and that expression "turn down the suck" kind of exemplifies the value add I can have here, and just shifting your perspective a little bit. Like,
right,
that made all the difference because I began to look forward to my walks, and like someone bumps into me, crashes past me, good, bring it on. If I can walk here, I can walk anywhere. Like, you're making me better. I relish the fight, the struggle, the strain. Like I was craving it because I was getting better by this. Before, when it was like a victim and like this isn't fair, like then every knock was just like, oh, can't they see I'm trying here? Can't they see? It's like, no, dude, get over yourself. Like, it's not about you. Like you're striving in this difficult environment. Like, get after it.
Right. Now, was the Dan before the brain hemorrhage? Did you have that perspective, or was it something that took a challenge to get that perspective?
Look, I've always been a bit chippy, a bit undersized, like always proving that I'm good enough to be here, dating girls much higher in rank than I am, and being on sports teams I probably have no business being on. So I always had this chip on my shoulder, like proving you wrong, right?
Yeah.
The way the nurse got me talking again, Rob, was she took me down to the park, and she sat me in front of these kids across the park playing football, soccer across the park, and she goes, Dan, those kids across the park, they don't think you're good enough to talk, Dan. Huh. They don't think you're good enough to talk. And I found my voice pretty quick, Rob. And I yelled across the park some profanities. I was better than your team, but like, I found it what motivated myself, and like, I hammer that now. Hammer that. Like, I'm not going to be here. Cool. I'm going to prove you wrong. Like that is fire. That's high octane. That's combustible stuff, but it's very toxic and very difficult to maintain long term. It burns bright, but it works well. I always say, don't judge the motivation. Don't expect it to be from this holistic, helpful place. Like if it comes from this place, then ride that wave, baby. Because the waves don't come around all the time. Ride the wave that comes. Don't judge the wave that comes by. Like, this isn't good enough for me. This isn't my vibe. Like, no. Ride the motivation that comes, man. If I'm not good enough here, let me prove you wrong.
Wow. See, I love that. Ride the wave that comes. You're like a plethora of like motivational tips. I love this, Dan. When you think about
man, we're going full send on the speaking here, man. So I got some perspective here, man. So hopefully that shapes the audience, and then we go from there.
I love that perspective of use the motivation that comes, because it's so many people wait for that perfect boat, that perfect statement, that perfect thing, and when they get in that turmoil or that challenge or that obstacle that they think that is unfathomable, that nobody's ever going to get past this, that nobody can get past this. What does it look like for that normal individual who hasn't had that challenge that you've had yet? What do you think they should do daily to try to figure out, to try to find that feeling of ride the wave, baby?
That's a great question, Robin. I can't speak to this because I've obviously been through this, and it's my experiences from the perspective of someone who's gone through this. But I think if you put yourself in struggle on a daily basis, so like for instance, I cold shower every day, like end the shower cold.
Yeah.
A minor thing, but like it's a giddy up and go. Some say the equivalent of like a line of coke or a bump of ecstasy, allegedly, of course.
Allegedly.
But if you only go into that struggle every day, like that cold shower is like an abrasive kick in the backside, get up and go. But like my day is easier because I went into that struggle willingly and did it on my terms. Like I'm going to this to let myself know that, hey, you can do hard stuff. My mind says that we're doing something. I turn that knob cold. I like know the cold's coming like 3 seconds later, but like I still turn the knob cold. You go into it and show that you do what you say you're going to do, right? Like you got to prove to yourself that you can do what you say you're going to do.
That's so
it's like
true.
Just doing hard stuff, but like it could be, doing a cold shower, like lengths in the pool. I swim lengths in the pool, right? Most days, or 3 days a week, which is pretty good. And I always have a thought about like how many lengths I want to do in that time. And I kind of gauge it sort of the pool session. Like, I want to do 50 lengths, and then I have to do 50 lengths. Save one exception, okay? If there's a backstroker in my lane, like then I will bounce out of that lane quicker than anything else. When there's a backstroke because they just bump into you and like it's just like, oh, this is ridiculous, and they take their time. Yeah. Like unless that's the reason why, like I will do that length no matter what.
Right.
But if you say you're gonna do something, do it, man. Like don't talk about it, be about it. If you instill that in your mind, like I know that I do stuff that I say I'm gonna do. Like if I say it out loud, I'm doing this. Like jumping ahead a little bit here, Rob. Like I was with my rehab team at Charing Cross early days from the brain injury, right?
Yep.
And they asked me what is most looking forward to back to doing. I was working on the even bars at this stage, right? Not able to walk. And I thought it was the most difficult sport to get back to doing. I used to play everything: soccer, hockey, volleyball, softball, skiing. You knew what I played it.
Yeah.
Well, that skiing would be the most difficult to do, right? So I said, I want to ski again. And the rehab team all paused, looked at each other, nodded in agreement. Okay, they said. But I said it out loud. And 2 winters ago, Rob, I skied for the first time, and it was the most glorious day I've had since brain injury. But if you talk about it, be about it, man. Like I don't know what to say. Like if you're gonna be like talking about it, like don't waste time talking about things. Just do them. Like I don't know. I'm not afraid of like this experience brought me close to death a few times, right? Like I'm not afraid of dying. I'm afraid of not living my life now up to the standard I could be and where I can be at. And like now speaker full send, like it's a pretty ballsy move and a career choice. Like I'm doing this
Yeah.
Full steam in front of everyone to view. Like if I fail, it's like it's not going to be a quiet failure. It's going to be like, well, this guy is not good enough to do this. But like, I don't care. Not that I don't care what you think about me, Rob. That's the wrong way to frame it. I care a little bit more what I think about myself than what you think about me, right? So like, if you think whatever you want of me, but like I think about myself a bit more than what you think about me, right?
Yeah, that's what it should be. I mean, I love the way that you phrased it. I worry more about not living than I do about dying. If so many people have figured that out, that's and from that perspective, that how can people find that living in their lives? Like what does that look like when you're finding that purpose? Because that's a huge thing, and I know that you said that that's one of the things that you identified with, is that passion and purpose. How do you find that daily, or how do you find that to keep just moving forward?
Well, I mean, my situation is a bit unique because this kind of happened to me, right? So I kind of had to force myself to kind of go down this road.
Right.
Are you asking for like me in general, like me, like how can I get
you in general? Because I think because you in general, because I think taking mindsets from individuals who have been forced into it, you didn't have the ability to train to be that person on the other side. You were forced to do it, but look at you now. That's what I want to find out.
Yeah, I think like it's a mixed bag of like gratitude and like I'm pretty stubborn and like I'm said I'm going to do something. I'm going to make this happen. Like, and also the odds of being a human being, like the odds of being a human being are 400 trillion to 1, Rob. 400 trillion to 1 for you to have a chance to have a life in the first place, right? So some of you are going to get cards, most of you won't. But if you get cards, don't bitch about your cards. This was in my hand. I could have mitigated this no matter what. But like, guess what? It came up. It's not fair, but it's not personal. It's not fair, but it's not personal. And it came up with my cards, and like, guess what? Your hand's this now. Well, am I going to muck the whole hand because of this? No, I'm going to make the best of this hand I can do because it's so lucky that I had a hand in the first place. Right. It's not fair, but it's not personal.
That's so true. Man, seriously, I'm getting all these nuggets. I love that. Play the hand. Because it is true. We worry about what has happened or what did happen to us instead of living the moment that we have now. What does it look like for you right now? Living the moments that you have now. How do you enjoy those moments?
I'm very intentional. Like I wake up every day with intention of what I'm going to do. And for instance, I went this morning to the gym for the first time since the new year. Had to renew my gym pass and like went for a workout, but didn't like burn it in the gym. I didn't do the whole thing. Like I skipped squats because I did squats the other day and I was a bit sore. And I did like a lighter workout because I was like, you know what, I'm not going to jump in and like cane myself to death here. Let's jump in gently and kind of warm back up to the space here, right?
Right.
The level is like very gentle and like very like it's quantity, not quality. Well, like I'm going again and again and again, but low reps. So like I'm doing slow, but smooth, fast.
It's consistency.
Like I'm building this up. Consistency is really what we're going for. Thank you, Rob. Like I'm building this up, and like I think that's life. Is just consistently chase it down and like incrementally move towards your goals. And like before you know, you'll be there. And like that's it's not always easy to hear or to be there, but like just incrementally move towards your goals every day. And like before you know it, you'll be so amazed at how far you've come. And this is the best way to do it, opposed to like going for like a big moonshot or like big goals and like taking big steps, and then you miss a step and you're like, well, I should push for their head than now. Every day you do little bits. You're like you're getting close to your destination without fail, right? Right,
exactly. Make sure you go to MacQueenDan.com. You can find out more about him, have him come speak, and just a great individual. I love all the nuggets that you gave us, and I can't thank you enough for being on today. But you're not done yet, Dan, because I got 3 questions for you. Are you ready?
Grip 'em and rip 'em, man.
All right. If you could go back to your 18-year-old self and give yourself one piece of advice, what would that be?
Ask for forgiveness, not for permission.
That says a lot about you, Dan. I love it, though. I love it. All right. The second one is if you could give somebody 2 habits to incorporate into their daily life who are going through challenges and obstacles, what would those 2 habits be to help them to continue to move forward? I know you mentioned a few, but what would those 2 habits be that you want people to remember?
I think if you do like end your shower cold, 1 to 2 minutes, and meditation, like a right beside each other, right back to back. Like that'll help your life tremendously. Meditation's been the best habit I picked up since brain injury. I'm very intentional with my mindfulness, and like I'll do that. Today I've done 20 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes at lunchtime. So 35 minutes today, so it'll probably be around 40 minutes to get meditation. But like that's the biggest unlock for me is having that meditation time. You untangle stuff in your mind, and like your mind gets quiet, and like you just realize it's not the end of the world. It's just like take a breath, understand what's going on, and like just get after it one step at a time. But like cold shower, and then when you're drying off from the shower, just meditate for a few minutes. That's the best habit I can give you. And like it doesn't have to be like a proper meditation practice. Like set a timer on your phone. I started with 2 minutes in the morning, Rob. Next week I did 4. Week after 6, then 8. Ramp it up that way. Like slow, smooth, fast. Like pick a small target and then scale it and grow it. Don't try to like do 20 minutes off the hop because that's going to be a surefire way to fail. But like do 2 minutes. Next week do 4, then 6, then 8. Like build it up slowly. You can do this, man. It's fun.
It's that consistency. I love it. All right, this last one's always fun. If you could pick 3 people to have coffee with at a firehouse table, so in other words, any question is you can ask any question, it's going to be answered. With 3 people that can be deceased or alive, who would those 3 people be?
Oh man, this is a tough question here.
I know.
I'd say. Well, can I hang out with like? Is this like a foster relationship going forward, or just like I want to know a bit of knowledge from them specifically?
You could, either way.
Well, I'd probably say Wayne Gretzky, hockey player from Canada.
Oh, that's a great one.
I'd probably say Joe Rogan.
Oh, wow. This should be a realistic table.
And I'm going to say Winston Churchill.
Wow. Wayne Gretzky, Joe Rogan, and Winston Churchill. Now that is a table I've never heard.
Vibe, right? It's a different table than you expect. Not very diverse. I apologize, it's not very diverse, but like it's first guys that came to mind, first thoughts that came to mind.
I love it, Dan. Dan, it's been such an honor to have you on. Make sure you go to MacQueenDan.com. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Hey, Rob, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thanks for listening and supporting the Forged in the Fires podcast with Fireman Rob. Remember, don't forget to like and subscribe to this podcast. And please share this episode with a friend or family member. To find out more about Fireman Rob, or if you have a question, go to www.firemanrob.com. Until next time, live your life forged in the fires.